Good morning, dragons, and welcome to yet another fantastic day of social studies with Mr. Moss. Last time that we talked about the Triangle Trade, also known as the Columbus Exchange, all of those goods and ideas and cultures that are now circulating around these continents between Europe, Africa, and the Americas. Today, what we're going to look at is we're going to start zooming in on settling North America. We're going to kind of go over where the Spanish are. And because America starts really with Spanish and English settlements, we're going to start looking more at the English side of things because, as you know, they become the colonies and eventually America. So, with that being said, let's get rid of my face and present mode. For settling North America, today I'm going to introduce to you basically England's first attempt at settling America. And next time I'll say that you're going to be doing a little CSI action, a little investigating, but we'll get there. So, as far as the Spanish are concerned, because Columbus, well, he's the one who made the discovery, went back, told his king and queen, and immediately they began sending over explorers. They're going to claim huge chunks of land everywhere. You'll notice around here in Mexico, that's where the Aztecs were. That's where Cortez and his conquistadors are going to take over there. Down in South America, here's where the Inca were. And that's where Pizarro will take over for them there. And of course, you also have Florida. The Spanish left Cuba, traveled north to Florida, and began settlements there like St. Augustine, which, if you've ever been there, they proudly represent the fact that they were the first settlement, a European settlement, right, over in North America. So you also notice, and I cut out they have places in India, but all along here on the western coast of Africa, right, because that's where their ships are coming in for the Triangle Trade. A lot of these Europeans will set up forts and giant castles along this coast to kind of protect their trade interests. And I'll show you pictures of those at a later time. It's really interesting. These giant like castle structures that basically slaves would be taken to, and the ships would pull up, and they would force them on the ships to take them away forever. Um, so Columbus comes over, comes back, everyone freaks out. So again, as far as European countries go, the Spanish are definitely in the lead. Okay, they're dominating the colony game, if you will. All right, so now England. England has to scramble to get there. So between 1587 and 1590, we're not exactly sure on the date as far as when they left or when they got there. It's just around that time. 100 men, women, and children are going to travel to America in hopes of creating a better life. Their task is to create a settlement and begin farming and begin, basically setting up society as they see it there. Remember, they don't consider the Native Americans as being civilized or having, civilization. They're primitive. They're brutes to them, right? The expedition was paid for by Queen Elizabeth, who's shown in the top left, and managed by Sir Walter Raleigh down there in the bottom left. And yes, just like Raleigh, North Carolina is named after him. And almost immediately, it's a tough thing to do to set up these colonies. It's not easy. Uh, so the place we're talking about is Roanoke Island. It's off the coast of North Carolina in what's called the Outer Banks in this area. Basically, it's one of these islands that it's not really connected to the mainland North Carolina, but it's kind of out on the coast outside of it. Um, so while they're there, Roanoke's leader, his name's John White. John White leaves the colony. They're running out of supplies. They need more people. So he's going to go back to England to get more supplies and people. Uh, while or before he leaves, actually, his daughter gives birth to the first English child born in North America. They name her Virginia Dare. So he's leaving. He's not, he's leaving behind family. He's not leaving behind just a group of people he could care less about. He's leaving behind his own daughter and granddaughter. Keep that in mind. Uh, For reasons unknown to the settlers, White would not return for 3 years. So he leaves, and this is like a 1 to 2 month journey, is how long it should take to get over, and then 1 or 2 months to get back. White is gone for 3 years. Okay. Um, we know why it took him so long. The colonists didn't. England was at war with Spain at the time. All the ships were being used to fight Spain and the Spanish Armada. So there were no available ships to bring John White back, which is why it took 3 years. But the colonists didn't know that. When White returns after 3 years, the colonists, including his daughter and granddaughter, disappeared, vanished, right? With little to no evidence of what happened. He's going to spend some time searching the area, but he eventually returns to England with news that the settlement's a failure. The colonists are going to be presumed dead. So, America's first mystery is going to be what happened to the colony of Roanoke. Even today, we still don't know for sure. There are a few theories. There are one or two theories that have a bit more weight behind them than others, but there still is no definitive answer, which that's one of the interesting things about history is not everything has a clear concrete answer, right? Because these colonists who were at Roanoke did not leave behind a letter, or they did not leave behind some type of explanation as to what happened to them for White and other people to find. So we don't know. So the next time we meet on what is today? Tuesday, so Friday. I will be going over some evidence, some things they found, some theories about what happened to these colonists at Roanoke, and you will be researching and investigating these sources, and you will decide which theory you think is most believable, and you'll have to defend it against other theories. Okay, but that's for Friday. Your independent work for today, you're going to be taking kind of like a review quiz over everything we've gone over during NTI. So that's evaluating sources, that's historical perspective, that's Native Americans and their tribes, um, Columbus, right? So all of those different things you will be just asked simple questions on. And if you don't get it right, you're going to go back and do it again. Okay. And you can keep doing it again until you get 100. Okay. So if getting an 8 out of 10 is not good enough for you, great. Do it again. Get a 10 out of 10. Make mom and dad proud. So uh, that's all I got for you today. Hopefully, I see you at our live stream here in a little bit. I wonder if I can get it to stop.